need is hunger dressed as love. That's the hard truth, my friends. When you chase, plead, and over-explain, you don't pull anyone closer. You prove you're not scarce. The moment you stop feeding that hunger, the story changes. Here's the hook. They will come crawling back when you stop making them your oxygen and start making your life your oxygen. Short, simple, real. Hey folks, imagine this. You're a lighthouse on a dark coast. Ships come and go, waves slam the rocks, fog moves in. The lighthouse doesn't sprint down the beach waving a flashlight. It stands, it shines, it's consistent. That's you now. Or picture a wrapped gift under a tree. The mystery is magnetic while it's wrapped. Tear it open too soon, wrapping on the floor, pieces everywhere, and the magic is gone. You've been giving people the opened box version of you. Today, we put the ribbon back on. Another one. Think of your emotions like a radio station. When you blast static, panic texts, long essays at midnight, no one can hear your music. Calm is the tuner. The purpose is the song. Tune it right, and the right ears lean in. Let's break a few lies that have been running the show. Lie number 1. If I explain my feelings more, they will finally understand. My friends, over-explaining is just anxiety wearing a suit. People don't respect paragraphs, they respect patterns. Lie number 2, if I answer fast, they'll see I care. Fast replies smell like fear. Timed replies smell like standards. Lie number 3, if I stay available, they'll choose me. No! If you stay valuable to yourself, they'll have to decide if they're ready to rise to your level or watch you glow from a distance. I know it hurts. You had plans. You had hope. Maybe they breadcrumbed you. Maybe you were always almost. But pain is a teacher with a blunt voice. It's saying, stop trying to be chosen and start becoming undeniable. Start with your stance, shoulders back, slow breath. Start with your day, calendar first, feelings second. Start with your presence, less posting for one person, more living for your future self. Waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Be one that's Marcus, but we keep it simple here. Act like the person your peace would trust. A little fun to keep it real. If your texting app shows typing more than your step counter shows steps, we found the problem. If your pillow knows more about your ex than your journal does, time to flip that ratio, laugh, reset, move. Here's what happens when you shift. Silence becomes posture, not punishment. Boundaries become calm doors, not slammed ones. You stop performing worth, and you start protecting it. And yes, when your life fills with purpose, their curiosity wakes up. They check your silence like a mirror. They wonder, they reach, and if they come back, you won't be desperate. You'll be discerning. So breathe with me. In through the nose, out through the mouth. You are not chasing, you are choosing. You're becoming the wrapped gift, the tuned station, the steady light. This isn't about games, it's about gravity. Stay with me, because in a moment I'll give you the habits that turn calm into power and power into healthy options. End this moment strongly. Type this in the comments so your mind hears it. I choose calm power. 4 words. Then press like, hit subscribe, and let's keep going. Your future self is already clapping. Stay with me. Number 1, silent posture. Silence isn't empty, it's evidence. That's the line, my friends. Evidence that you're not auditioning anymore, that your worth doesn't need a loudspeaker to be real. When you stop narrating every feeling to the very person who keeps you guessing, you don't become cold, you become clear. And clarity is the first thunder they hear when your noise drops to 0. Picture 2 chess players sharing one clock. Every time you rush a move from panic, you hit your clock and hand them more time, more space to drift, to test, to doubt you. When you breathe, observe, and move only when it's your turn, the game slows down in your favor. Or imagine a museum. Priceless art sits behind glass, not because it's afraid of touch, but because it honors itself. You are that art. Your life is the gallery. Access is guided, not grabbed. Your mind might fire questions right now. What if silence makes them forget me? What if they think I don't care? What if they move on? Flip those questions. If constant talking didn't bring them closer, what exactly are you afraid silence will do? Fail. If your worth rests on endless reassurance, what are you actually offering? Love or emotional labor on demand? And if they can move on from you simply because you stopped performing, was that a bond or just a habit wearing love's clothing? Here's the hard truth. So many people confuse exposure with intimacy. You thought telling them everything would glue you together. But oversharing is like watering a plant every 10 minutes. It drowns the roots. Real closeness breathes. It needs air, mystery, and the space where the other person chooses you without your hands on the wheel. Epictetus would text it like this. First, control what is yours, your words, your timing, your posture, not their pace, not their moods, not their attention span. Let's break the lies that drag you back into noise. The first lie says, if I explain one more time, they'll finally understand. People capable of understanding often do so without speeches. People unwilling won't hear you even with a TED Talk. The second lie says, fast replies prove I care. Fast replies usually prove you're scared. Replies with clarity and calm prove you respect yourself. The third lie says, if I stop showing up, they'll find someone who will. Someone who will what? Self-abandon on command. That's not a partner, that's a placeholder. Underneath those lies is one fear. If I stop pushing, nothing will happen. Forcing isn't happening, it's hiding. Hiding from waiting, from not knowing, from the possibility that they're not ready. Silence makes you face that fear. It's the gym for your nervous system. That's why it's hard. Your brain screams, say something, because saying something gives a quick high. But we're not building highs, we're building gravity. Be the thermostat, not the thermometer. Thermometers jump with the room, thermostats set the room. When texts get cold, thermometers shiver and send paragraphs. Thermostats notice, adjust, and hold the setting. Your silence is you refusing to be weather. You are climate now. Or try this picture. Your value is a rare fragrance. Overspray and people go nose-blind. Apply lightly and leave. The trail lingers. Heads turn. Curiosity wakes. What do I do when they drop a half-hearted hey, watch my stories, or reappear after 3 days? Breathe. Wait. Answer when it aligns with the life you're living, not the anxiety you're soothing. One clean line, no edge. Good to hear from you. You don't launch into a romance novel or a courtroom transcript. Don't punish with ice. Don't perform with fireworks. Cold is a performance. Calm is a posture. Calm says, I'm here, but I'm not on sale. Why is this still difficult? Because silence turns the mirror on you. Without the constant chase, you must deal with your own story. Am I enough when I'm not performing? Am I still magnetic when I'm not available 24/7? Most people avoid that mirror. You won't. You'll build a life where your favorite sound is your own steady breath, where you go to bed proud of how you handled the day, not drained from carrying conversations that should carry themselves. Let's keep it light for a second. If your screen time says messages 6 hours 12 minutes and your water intake says 2 sips, we just found why your soul feels dehydrated. If your thumbs have done more cardio than your legs, congrats. You trained the wrong muscle group. Laugh, reset, move. Humor is a pressure valve. Use it. Tattoo this principle on your habits. Silence is for clarity, not control. You're not withholding to bait them. You're aligning actions with standards. Your silence isn't a trap for them, it's a test for you. Can you honor your boundary without applause? Can you keep your dignity without sending a review prompt? What if they accuse me of playing games? People who once had unearned access will call your standards games. Smile. Say, I'm not playing, I'm building. No edge. The right ones won't need a manual to respect that sentence. What if they actually come back? Then silence did its job. It filtered noise from signal. You'll be ready to listen, not harbor. You'll ask for ownership, consistency, and a pace that matches your peace. You'll remember your calm took work to earn, and you won't spend it all in one conversation. And what if they don't? Silence still wins. It spares you months of anxious performance and hands those months back to your craft, your health, your people, your future. There is no version where you lose by choosing presence over panic. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it, Marcus wrote. Add our update. If it is not calm, it can wait. Breathe with me, in through the nose, hold, out through the mouth. Feel the difference between fear's urgency and power's patience. One begs, one stands, one explains, one exemplifies. Your silence is not a wall, it is a window onto a life finally bigger than chasing a notification. Live there, and they don't just notice, they adapt. Some lean in, some fall away. Either way, you remain. Type this so your mind hears it and your hands remember it. Calm is power. Put it in the comments. Show them with your actions. Show yourself with your standards. Show the world with your results. Stay with me. Next, we turn this posture into a daily rhythm with exact timings and phrases that turn your calm into undeniable gravity. Number 2. Calendar, not feelings. Emotions make great signals and terrible schedulers. Read that again, my friends. When you let feelings run your clock, you spend your day reacting to every ping like a firefighter with a broken map. When you let your calendar run your feelings, you move with order, and order is attractive. They don't fall for chaos, they respect rhythm. The Stoic move is simple. You don't answer to mood swings, you answer to time blocks. Picture an airport runway at night. Planes want to land, but only one can touch down at a time. If the tower panics and clears everyone at once, you get collisions and flames. Your life is that runway. Your replies, your workouts, your reading, your deep work, each deserves a clear window. When you answer messages on impulse, you're waving every plane in without lights. When you answer by schedule, you are the tower, calm, precise, predictable to yourself. Or picture a metronome on a piano. It doesn't speed up because a song gets emotional. It keeps time so the music can be beautiful. Your calendar is the metronome. Your relationships are the melody. Keep time and the melody finds you. Right now your mind might throw questions. Won't delayed replies make me look cold? What if they think I'm not interested? What if they lose interest? Flip the lens. If immediate replies haven't created respect, what exactly are you afraid a measured reply will ruin? Desperation. If interest collapses because you chose your schedule over their urge, was it interest or entitlement? And if someone interprets your structure as indifference, do you want to be graded by the hungriest part of their nervous system or the healthiest part of their character? Let's break the lies that keep you on emotional time. Lie 1. If I don't respond right away, they'll move on. People move on from inconsistency, not from calm pacing. Lie 2. Late-night texting proves chemistry. No, it proves insomnia. Real chemistry survives daylight and responsibilities. Lie 3. My heart knows when to reply. Your heart knows how to feel. Your calendar knows when to act. Give each its job and stop firing your best employee. Here's the hard part. Your feelings will spike. The notification pops up. Your chest tightens. Your thumbs hover. That's your old training. You were taught to treat urgency like importance. Stoic training flips that. Urgency is noise. Importance is scheduled. You breathe. You read. You do not perform CPR on a conversation that can wait. The first time you do this, it will feel like you're risking everything. The second time, you'll feel a strange pride. The 10th time, you'll feel like a person again. Be the train, not the car. Cars swerve around potholes and stoplights, honking and darting, always reacting. Trains stay on rails. They leave at 8:05 whether anyone shows up late or not. When you move like a train, people adjust to you. They learn your stops, your windows, your pace. They respect what they can predict. And when they misbehave, vanishing for days, then texting "hey" at 1:12 a.m., they discover your station is closed at that hour, not out of spite, out of standards. A little humor to loosen the grip. If your screen lights up and your soul sprints like it just heard a fire alarm, maybe it's not love, it's cardio. If your nightly routine is brushing teeth, doom scrolling and composing a Shakespeare monologue in notes, my friends, we found the sleep thief. Laugh, then fix. Replace the midnight monologue with a morning message that fits your day, not your anxiety. You'll need simple rules that you can actually live, not 1,000 laws, 2 or 3 that reset your nervous system. No live texting. Type, wait, reread when the wave passes, trim half the words, then send. No midnight debates. If it can't thrive at noon, it doesn't deserve you at 1 a.m. No double texts. If clarity is coming, it will arrive without you playing courier twice. Won't they test me? Of course. People test boundaries the way water tests a levee. That's not malice. That's gravity. Your job is to hold, not with ice, with order. Great to hear from you. Tomorrow morning works for me. See the tone. Warm, grounded, unavailable to chaos. You're not punishing, you're pacing, you're not withholding, you're honoring your life. Why is this so difficult? Because calendars expose priorities. When you put workouts, reading, focus blocks and sleep on your schedule, you see the truth. Your day has been crowded by other people's impulses. That truth can sting, but it's also a relief, because once you see it, you can change it. And when you change it, everything else shifts. Your posture, your tone, your magnetism. They feel the difference even if they can't name it. You're no longer a 24/7 help desk. You're a sovereign person with hours. As Marcus would say, simplified for us. Stop arguing with the river. Build the banks. The banks are your times. Morning focus before messaging. Afternoon responses in one window. Evenings for life, not for digital courtroom sessions. People can ride along, or they can wave from shore. Either way, you keep the river flowing. Here's the payoff. When you live by the clock, not craving, your words gain weight. You reply less and you mean more. You exit late-night loops, and your mornings stop inheriting last night's chaos. You start to like the person you are from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., not just the version starving for attention at 1 a.m. And yes, when your day has rhythm, their curiosity wakes up. They didn't answer in 5 minutes. Interesting. Not because you're gaming them, but because you're governing you. People lean toward those who govern themselves. Breathe with me once, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel the difference between impulse and intention. One grabs, one guides, one drains, one builds. End strong. You do not measure love in response times. You measure it in respect, effort, and aligned pace. You will miss some late-night fireworks, and you will gain a sunrise you can trust. Type this in the comments so your mind remembers and your hands agree. My time leads. Then live it loud enough that your calendar can vouch for you. Show them with your schedule. Show yourself with your sleep. Show the world with your results. Stay with me. Next, we'll remove the free benefits that kept you stuck without becoming cruel or closed. Number 3. The value blackout. Love is generous. Access is earned. Sit with that, my friends. Most people mix them up and then wonder why they feel used. When you keep handing out VIP benefits to someone who won't even buy a ticket, you don't look kind. You look free. And nothing kills desire faster than the sense that your time, your focus, and your energy are an all-you-can-eat buffet open 24/7. Picture a cafe with a big sign, free refills, no purchase needed. At first, the place was packed. People hang around, take calls, use the Wi-Fi, leave cups everywhere. It's loud, messy, and somehow no money comes in. That cafe is your life when you give out emotional concierge service, late-night therapy, rides, favors, constant reassurance, without commitment, consistency, or even basic respect. The value blackout is the moment you switch the sign. Not to punish, to price. You still serve, you just stopped serving for nothing. Right now, your mind might whisper, but won't this make me look cold, petty, unloving? No, cold is cruelty, blackout is clarity. Petty tries to hurt, blackout honors your worth. Loving says, I'm happy to support what we're building together. Overgiving says, take what you want, even if I crumble. One is partnership, the other is self-abandonment with pretty manners. Let's break the lies keeping your doors propped open. Lie 1. If I'm always available, they'll see I'm loyal. No, they'll see there are no consequences. Loyalty without boundaries looks like weakness to people who don't value you yet. Lie 2. If I keep helping, they'll remember how good I am. People remember what they earn far longer than what they expect. Lie 3. Saying no will drive them away. If a single no sends them running, they weren't here for you. They were here for your services. Here's the fear beneath it. If I stop giving, I'll lose them. My friends, if your giving is the only glue, the relationship has already lost you. You're scared to discover what happens when your value is metered like electricity, not a broken outlet sparking in the dark. A meter doesn't get angry. It measures. Use rises, cost rises. Use falls, cost falls. Simple, fair, adult. Think of your attention like a rare fragrance. Overspray it and no one notices. Apply it with intention and people lean in. Or think of a streaming app. Everyone loves the free trial, but trials end. Not because the company hates you, but because value without structure isn't sustainable. Your trial ended the moment you realized you were exhausted from being nice. What do I actually turn off? Start with the invisible freebies that cost you peace. The 1 a.m. pep talks after days of silence, the task running for a person who can't show up on time, the constant "it's okay" when it isn't. You don't slam the door, you close the tabs. Your new language is clean and warm. I'm not available for that. That doesn't work for me. Happy to talk tomorrow between 4 and 6. Let's revisit when plans are consistent. No lectures, no essays, no courtroom. Your tone says, I price my energy because I plan to have some left for my life. Why is this difficult? Because you were taught that good means endlessly accommodating. You were trained to confuse approval with love and exhaustion with effort. The value blackout exposes the equation. It asks, do I want to be chosen or do I want to be cheap? Am I building a partnership or subsidizing someone else's comfort at the cost of my own? It's confronting, but confrontation is not cruelty. It's contact with the truth. A little humor to lighten the grip. If you've become the unofficial Uber, therapist, event planner, and motivational speaker, and your only payment is a "you're the best" text, you're not dating, you're volunteering. And if your bank app says low funds while your messages say high effort, you've located the leak. Laugh, then fix it. Here's the shift you'll feel. When you withdraw unearned benefits, your anxiety drops. Suddenly you have time to lift, read, sleep, create. Your tone changes. Fewer exclamation points, more period. Your invitations change, from last-minute summons to planned time that respects both calendars, and without the constant drip of your free labor, they finally feel the silence. Curiosity wakes. Where are they? How did they get so centered? Why does everything feel different when they're not cushioning my life? That's gravity reappearing, not because you played games, but because you stopped playing yourself. What if they complain? People who were overserved will call proper portions starvation. Smile. I'm learning to value my time, happy to connect when we both show up, no edge. If they escalate, step back. A standard that collapses under complaint was never a standard. What if they rise to it? Then you'll see it in patterns, not promises. They'll check in before the 11th hour. They'll offer, not just ask. They'll respect the pace you set in habit too. When that happens, you can restore benefits in proportion to consistency, not in hopes of creating it. Reward behavior, not potential. And if they don't rise, then the blackout saved you years. It turned a slow drain into a clear decision. You'll grieve, then grow. You'll discover how attractive you are when your effort aligns with your values. As Marcus reminds us in plain language, don't spend what you can't afford, especially your peace. Breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. You are not a vending machine for comfort. You're a person with a mission. Your love remains generous. Your access becomes earned. That combination is irresistible to the right people and impossible to exploit by the wrong ones. Type this in the comments so your mind hears it and your hands remember it. My value is earned. Show them by your boundaries. Show yourself by your balance. Show the world by your results. Stay with me. Next, we'll sharpen your words with the 3 gates of speech, so what you say is rare, necessary, and lands like iron. Number 4, the 3 gates of speech. Say less, mean more. That's the rule, my friends. Your words are not confetti, they're currency. When every emotion becomes a paragraph, your value inflates and the market stops caring. When you pass your words through discipline, sentences land like iron. The Stoic move is simple. Before you speak or text, your thoughts walk through 3 gates: truth, necessity, and timing. If a thought can't pay the toll at each gate, it doesn't enter the city. Imagine a fortress with 3 drawbridges over dark water. The first bridge asks, is it true? Not, does it feel true at 1:13 a.m., but true when you've slept, eaten, and breathed. The second asks, is it necessary? Will this move anything forward, or is it just your nervous system asking for a hug it should get from your habits? The third asks, is it timely? Right word, wrong moment still equals wrong. Most relationships collapse not from a lack of talking, but from a lack of filtering. The 3 gates give you a filter you can trust when feelings try to hijack the mic. Your mind will raise objections. If I hold back, won't they think I'm distant? What if they get confused? What if they replace me with someone who over-communicates? Flip it. If your unfiltered flood hasn't created clarity, what exactly are you afraid restraint will ruin? Your habit of fixing everything instantly. If someone needs constant monologues to feel safe, you've been acting as their anxiety app, not their partner. And if a replacement appears because you stopped writing essays, what were they choosing, your heart or your help desk? Let's break the lies that sabotage your mouth. Lie 1. Honesty means saying everything I feel. No, honesty means saying the truth, responsibly. Feelings are weather, truth is climate. Lie 2. If I don't explain the whole backstory, they'll misread me. If they require a Netflix recap before every scene, the issue isn't your brevity, it's their literacy in care. Lie 3. Silence equals manipulation. Silence weaponized is manipulation. Silence disciplined is maturity. The difference is your motive, control, or clarity. Here's why this is hard. Talking is a fast painkiller. You hit send, dopamine pops, your heartbeat settles for 5 minutes. But unfiltered talking is like scratching a rash. The relief becomes the problem. Stoic speech is an itch you choose not to scratch until you've earned the right sentence. That restraint builds a different kind of calm, the kind that doesn't need proof every hour to feel secure. Picture a studio producer with a mixing board. Raw tracks come in hot, muddy, too loud. The producer dials down what doesn't serve the song and raises what does. That's you. You're mixing your message until what's left carries a signal without the static. Or think of a luxury boutique. They don't shout. They don't fill the window with signs. One item, perfect lighting, quiet confidence. That's your text now. One line, arranged to be understood, not to be applauded. What does this look like in real life? Say they text, "We should hang sometime," after a week of fog. Your old habit writes a thesis. Hurt, history, hopes, logistics, law. The 3 gates give you something cleaner. Happy to plan when things are consistent, true, necessary, timely. Or they push a blame shift. You're overreacting. Your old habit defends 12 screens. The gates offer, "I'm looking for ownership, not speed." True, necessary, timely. Every word you don't spend becomes weight behind the words you do. Add a little humor because it helps. If your notes app contains more unsent drafts than a novelist's laptop, your mouth has been freelancing. And if your voice-to-text knows your life story better than your best friend, that's not intimacy, that's inventory. Laugh, then tighten. A practice to anchor this. Draft, delay, distill. Draft your first impulse on paper, not in the chat. Delay for 1 sleep cycle, or at least 1 meal and 1 workout. Distill to 1 or 2 sentences that carry the point without the plea. Read it out loud. If it trembles, it's still asking for validation. Cut again. If it stands, it's ready. Notice what shifts when you live by the gates. Your tone warms as it shortens. Your boundaries become architecture, not accusations. You start respecting your own time mid-sentence. I'm saying too much. Let's pause. They feel the difference. You are not a faucet. You are a fountain with a switch. The right people learn your rhythm and meet you there. The wrong people escalate to pull you back into the old circus. You won't juggle. You'll step back. What if they call me cold? People who are overfed will name portion control starvation. It's okay. You are feeding the relationship nutrients, not noise. What if they never understand? Then your clarity prevented a longer confusion. What if I mess up and send the essay anyway? You're human. Apologize to yourself, learn and try again. Progress, not perfection. Even Marcus had days he wanted to rant at the Senate. There's a quiet power in words that pass the 3 gates. They don't spike adrenaline. They steady the room. They don't try to win. They try to be useful. They don't chase being right. They serve what is right. This is how you become easy to trust, not by talking more, but by talking well. Breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel the gap between impulse and intention. That gap is your kingdom. Guard it with gates and you won't need walls. End strong with a line you can live by. You are not here to dump emotion. You are here to deliver meaning. Type this in the comments so your mind hears it and your hands remember it. Words with weight. Show them through your restraint. Show yourself through your rhythm. Show the world through your results. Stay with me. Next, we'll build the mystery frame so you're discovered, not displayed, and curiosity starts working for you instead of against you. Number 5. The mystery frame. You are not a billboard, you're a book with chapters. Sit with that, my friends. Billboards beg for drive-by attention. Books invite chosen attention. When you live like a billboard, constant updates, location tags, play-by-play emotions, you trade gravity for noise. When you live like a book, edited, composed, intentional, you create the one thing that makes people lean forward: curiosity. Mystery isn't manipulation. It's mastery of what you share, why you share it, and when you let silence do the heavy lifting. Picture a wrapped gift under warm lights. Nobody knows what's inside, and that's the point. The anticipation is part of the value. Tear the paper in the store aisle and wave the contents around, and no one lines up. You've been handing out the unwrapped version of you, over-explaining your day, narrating your feelings in real time, leaving no room for discovery. The mystery frame puts the ribbon back on. Not to play games, but to protect meaning. Privacy is a boundary. Secrecy is a lie. We choose privacy. I know the question's buzzing right now. Won't mystery make me seem distant? What if they think I don't care? What if they replace me with someone more open? Flip the lens. If endless openness hasn't secured respect, what exactly are you afraid measured sharing will break? Your habit of auditioning. Care is not measured in word count. It shows up in consistency, presence, and alignment. And if someone needs a live stream of your soul to feel secure, they don't want a partner. They want programming. You are not scheduled television. You are a life. Let's break the lies that keep you overexposed. The first lie says, transparency equals trust. Not exactly. Integrity equals trust. Transparency without integrity is just volume. The second lie says, if I don't explain everything, they'll assume the worst. People who are committed ask good questions and give good faith. People who are committed to confusion demand receipts. The third lie says, mystery is a game. If your motive is control, that's a game. If your motive is dignity, that's growth. We're not withholding to tease, we're curating to honor. Here's why it's hard. Overexposure is a quick dopamine drip. Post, ping, reassurance. You feel seen for a moment, then emptier. Mystery asks you to tolerate the space between actions and reactions, to trust that what's real doesn't need a spotlight every hour. It will feel like you're losing ground. You're not. You're gaining altitude. Elevation always shrinks the noise below. Use this picture. A movie trailer that shows every plot twist ruins the film. A great trailer reveals tone, not spoilers. It gives glimpses that say, there's more if you take the time. Become your own great trailer. Show the arc of your life, your habits, your values, the work you're proud of, without handing out the script notes. Or think of a jazz performance. The rests, the spaces between notes, make the music breathe. Right now, your life's soundtrack is all notes, no rest. Let silence create rhythm again. What does mystery look like in everyday choices? It's answering, how was your weekend? With meaningful and a smile instead of a minute-by-minute itinerary. It's sharing a win after you've built it, not broadcasting plans you might abandon. It's leaving some things for your future self to reveal when both of you have earned the moment. It's choosing not to post for an audience of one. It's letting them discover your edges through time, not through a data dump. You might worry, but won't they think I'm hiding? Hiding is fear. Curating is confidence. Hiding avoids truth. Curating arranges it. You tell the truth, just not all at once, and never to prove a point. As Marcus would put it in our language, let your actions be your speech. When your schedule, your training, your kindness, and your follow-through speak, you don't need a megaphone. A little fun, because pressure needs a valve. If your camera eats before you do, pick first, bite second, you might be living for the crowd. If your phone knows more about your day than your journal, you just found the leak. Laugh, then tighten the faucet. You're not deleting your personality. You're deleting your craving for constant validation. Feel the shift when the mystery frame clicks in. Conversations get richer because they're not stuffed with filler. People begin to ask instead of assume. They lean in because they can't predict every move. You become the person with a quiet center and a visible life, not a loud center and a performative life. And yes, their curiosity wakes up. Where are they? What are they building? Why does it feel different when they're not narrating? Curiosity is gravity in motion, and gravity is not a trick, it's how mass behaves. When you add substance to your days, people orbit. When you scatter substance into 1,000 posts, people skim. What if they complain? Those who benefited from your oversharing will call your curation secretive. Smile and say, I'm learning to live more, post less, no edge. Let your calendar and character confirm the sentence. What if they still don't like it? Then your boundary just did the heavy lifting of sorting. A life that needs your constant exposure to stay interested is not a life that can hold you. What if they return? Then you're ready. Mystery made room for selection. You can let them learn you again at a pace that honors your peace. You won't flex by dumping your diary. You'll share like a book club, chapter by chapter, with context, patience, and earned access. And if they don't return, you didn't waste months auditioning for a part you wrote for yourself anyway. Breathe with me. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel the difference between performance and presence. Presence doesn't beg, it invites. Presence doesn't overshare, it offers. Presence doesn't chase, it attracts by existing fully. You are becoming the wrapped gift, the honest trailer, the jazz line with space that makes the next note land. End strong. You're not becoming mysterious to be confusing. You're becoming intentional to be compelling. Live a life that's worth discovering, not a feed that's desperate to be consumed. Let them wonder, let them ask, let them meet you where you stand, calm, clear, and complete. Type this so your mind hears it and your hands remember it. Discovered, not displayed. Drop it in the comments. Show them with your choices. Show yourself with your peace. Show the world with your results. Stay with me. Next, we put purpose before people into motion so your mission leads and everything else respects the order. Number 6, purpose before people. Make your mission the sun and let everything else orbit. That's the rule, my friends. When people become your sun, you burn out chasing their light. When purpose becomes your sun, you glow from the inside, and the right people bring their ships to your harbor. This isn't about being cold, it's about being clear. Your life is not a waiting room for someone else's attention. Your life is a workshop, a gym, a studio, a sanctuary, where you build the person you're proud to introduce to the world. Imagine a compass with the needle glued to someone's face. Every time they move, your north moves. You can't cross a street like that, let alone a decade. Now imagine the needle fixed on a true direction. Your health, your craft, your service, your faith, your standards. People may come and go, but the needle doesn't panic. You still care, but you don't collapse. That steadiness is rare. Rarity is magnetic. Right now, your mind might throw objections. But isn't love about putting people first? Won't they think I'm selfish? What if focusing on me pushes them away? Flip it. If sacrificing your sleep, your work, your self-respect hasn't secured the connection, what exactly are you afraid that prioritizing purpose will break? The illusion that performing equals loving. People don't trust a life that dissolves every time a text arrives. They trust a life with walls, windows, and a door that opens by choice, not desperation. Let's break the lies that make you abandon yourself. Lie one says, if I make them my priority, they'll make me theirs. Often, the opposite happens. Urgency invites entitlement. When you become the emergency exit for everyone else, people expect to be rescued, not responsible. Lie 2 says, purpose can wait until my relationship is stable, but stability is built, not granted. Purpose is the foundation that keeps love from sliding off the hill. Lie 3 says, my mission is selfish. No, self-absorption is selfish. Purpose is service polished by discipline. Your gifts aren't for hiding, they're for honing. Here's why this shift is hard. Purpose is quiet at first. No one claps when you get up early to lift, read, or build. Your old habits scream for validation. Your mission whispers for repetition. It's easier to chase a dopamine ping than to sit in the discomfort of practice. But practice is where your spine grows. Purpose gives you the only approval that matters, the nod from your future self. Use this picture. A lighthouse again, but now focus on the caretaker. They climb the stairs in storms and in calm, trim the wick, polish the lens, keep the fuel dry. Ships see the beam for miles, but the beam exists because someone chose the chore no one applauds. Be that caretaker, or think of a vineyard. You don't yank grapes to ripen them. You prune, water, wait, protect. Months of boring stewardship turn into a bottle people savor in silence. Your life needs that kind of tending. What does purpose first look like in a normal day? It's putting your body on the calendar before your messages. It's scheduling deep work that no one sees and guarding it like rent. It's picking a skill you will advance this quarter. Public speaking, design, sales, code, writing, and putting it in motion regardless of who texts what. It's volunteering somewhere that reminds you you're a giver, not a beggar. It's calling family. It's touching nature. It's building something that earns your own respect. What if they ask, why are you so busy? Smile. I'm building. That sentence changes rooms. The right people will either cheer or adjust. The wrong people will tug. You won't budge. As Marcus would say in our language, don't let what you can't control steal what you can create. You can't manufacture their readiness, but you can manufacture your momentum. A little fun because we keep it human. If your PRS are only in paragraph length and not in the gym, it's time to reroute some effort. If your screen knows your every move but your notebook is empty, you're collecting attention, not building assets. Laugh, reset, move. The soul gets louder when the body and calendar get structure. Watch what changes when purpose leads. Your voice slows down. Your replies get calmer. Your weekends stop being rescue missions. Money improves because attention improves. Sleep deepens because boundaries harden. And yes, their curiosity wakes up, not because you pulled a trick, but because you became a person with gravity. People lean toward heat sources. They drift from black holes. Purpose is heat. What if they come back? You'll be ready, not needy. You'll invite a conversation that respects the order. Mission first, then we see where we fit. You'll ask better questions. Can we build without burning? Can we keep pace without policing? Can we invest without overdrafting peace? Purpose makes you picky in the healthiest way. You don't chase chemistry that cancels your character. And what if they don't? Then purpose still pays. You win time back. You grow into someone your younger self needed and your older self thanks. You become interesting to you. That's the secret. Become your own favorite company, and the world negotiates with that reality. Some will rise, some will release. You'll remain. Breathe with me, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel the difference between living to be chosen and living to be useful. One keeps you on thin ice, the other builds you a road. You are not hard to love, you are just easy to distract. That ends here. Your mission is the sun. Let everything else orbit or drift. Either way, the light stays on. If this last section hit home, cement it with action. Type this in the comments so your mind hears it and your hands remember it. Purpose over people. Press like if you're choosing mission over mood today. Hit subscribe to keep this energy in your feed and share this with a friend who needs the reminder. Show them with your schedule. Show yourself with your discipline. Show the world with your results. Stay with me, because next time we'll put all these habits into a simple weekly blueprint you can follow without thinking.